Yo, yo, yo. What's going on, team? Give me 1 second while I make sure everything is set up properly. Posted the link in the Discord. Alright, test. I'm not hearing myself yet. I hear myself. Perfect. Stream is live. Weekly market. Uh-oh. Ian Pickles. Who is it? Ian Pickles. Hmm. Interesting. Gonna give everybody a few more minutes. What time is it? 3:49. I'll give everybody another. I'll give 2 minutes for everybody else to join. I just posted the link on Twitter. Just posted the link in the Discord. So I'm gonna give everybody a few minutes here to join. If you guys have any questions in the meantime, let me know. The pairs we're gonna go over today. We're gonna go over the pairs that we usually look at in our daily live sessions, which is gonna be AU, EA, ECAD, EU, GA, GCAD, GJ, GU, US30, USDCAD, USDZAR, gold, Bitcoin, and oil. But if you guys have any questions about any other pair, whether or not they're on our list, let me know. This is the new month as well, so we're gonna update the daily time frame. Obviously, a new week. We'll update the 4-hour time frame. We'll update the 30-minute time frame. So this weekly session is definitely gonna be a little bit longer than usual, but we will definitely be doing everything that we need to do to be able to have a good trading month. So again, any questions, guys? Any other pairs you guys want me to go over, whether or not they're on our list, let me know. We are going to go in order. So if you are, for example, if you want me to look over NZD USD, I'll do that towards the end of the stream, so we could go in order with the pairs that we usually look at. Again, just gonna give everybody a few more minutes here to join, and then we're gonna get started. $250 Pro Sport. Who's racing in the Pro Sport? Let me see. Drew Adams, Olin Allen, Jace, Casey. Casper, what was the stream, my brother? Can you start off with gold? Unfortunately, I'm going in order. I can't start off with gold. Gold is on our list, however, but I can't um start off with gold. We'll be starting off with AU, finishing off with US oil. The reason I do that is just because I do the timestamp. Everything's already kind of preset. Um, but it's easier for the viewer, right? If anybody wants to watch the recording, they could skip into the timestamp that's in order. So um it's just easier for the people who watch the recording, which unfortunately too I have a lot more people who watch the recordings than the live sessions, just based on the fact that the time sessions are the time zone difference, right? So some people are watching and it's currently 2 a.m. where they're at. There's some people I know from countries that are 5-6 hours ahead. So yeah, once the stream is done, you know, I have the timestamps, so then whenever people are watching it live, they could go in order and everything like that. So well, we're gonna start. I'll give everybody another couple seconds here to join. Yeah, please put the timestamps on. Last time there wasn't none. Huh, okay, I got you. Yeah, I usually always put them after the stream. I'll check the other ones too, and I'll update them if anything, but I got you, no worries. Again, any questions, guys? Any other pairs you guys want me to go over, whether or not they're on our list? Let me know. Alright, let's start off with AU. AU in the daily time frame, we know we're in A2. We're in the second zone of consolidation, looking for that third push to the low. Right, we're expecting AU to reach at least this peak low at 0.57010. We have a new month, so let's update our monthly zones here. We had a daily drop. We're still trading between our daily low and this daily high, which is the previous lower low, lower high, lower low. Still haven't broken over these highs. Price hasn't reached these lows yet. Perfect. Internal time frame going into the 4 hour. Let's also update our 4 hour time frame. Let's look at, first of all, let's add our 4 hour lines for new weeks real quick. Add a few lines here so we don't have to do this every week. We had 2 weeks to drop, this week being the third week. Price gave us a third week low. Perfect. Could price still give us a drop? No, no, 36 pips. Okay, so we have 3 weeks to drop. After 3 weeks, we know next week price is either going to consolidate or is going to give us a pullback. We'd love to see a pullback. Now, looking at the trend, we know we had higher highs and higher lows, and we'll update it, or we'll mark it here with the highlighters, right? We know we had higher high, higher low, higher high, and then price went all the way down and gave us a lower low, right? I'm not gonna mark this as lower low, lower high, lower low. Internal time frame, it might look that way, and we'll see that in the 30-minute time frame. But in the 4 hour, all of this is part of the same trend. So we know that we're trading between this 4 hour low down here and these 4 hour highs up here. Can you do macro trends also? Short-term trends, your analysis would be appreciated. Yeah, of course. That's what we're gonna go over every single. The weekly market breakdown is gonna be every single time frame, right? Compared to the live sessions on the weekdays, right? The isolation sessions of the market breakdown, where we just do the 30-minute, but we'll definitely do every single time frame here, so we could update everything and we know exactly what we're looking for. Not only for the week, but obviously for the monthly outlook as well. But I got you for sure. So here in the 4 hour, we know prices here now just trapped into these 4 hour lows. So at this point, I would love to see a pullback, but we know that we're going to be trading between this 4 hour low. So if price decides to break below these lows, we'll see something like this. An internal view, we'll have something like this. The 30-minute time frame, we had lower low, lower high, lower low. So we're still trading between the same 30-minute lows and the 30-minute highs that we've been trading in for the last couple days. We had a day of drop, and then Friday it's very close to being a no net, so we might have to update this going into Sunday, Monday. We're only 8 pips off, but in this case we'll just keep marking it as a day of rise for now. We had a 4 hour bullish candle. Oh, excuse me, guys. We have a day of rise. So now, again, we already know we have 3 weeks to drop. We only have a month of drop. We have no continuations here in the 30-minute. We can kind of see this is a little zone of consolidation. So I want to be a little bit patient before taking any other trades on AU. We still don't have any price points at the 30-minute highs. We have no price at the 30-minute lows. So we could either see something like this happen, where price is going to do this, or we'll see price what we were seeing in the daily time frame, right? Or in the 4 hour. If we break below these lows, we'll continue. Or we could do the opposite, right? We could do something like this. And then up here, price is either gonna reject these highs to continue to go low, or is gonna go give us a break to give us a pullback, which is something we could be expecting price for AU to do as well. What's good, Muhammad? With the stream, my brother. So for AU, we just want to be a little patient. Right now, we're at the lows, right? Once again, what do I mean by we're at the lows? What does that look like? Remember about the trends in any type of market that you're trading, whether it's Forex, options, crypto, energies, right? You have higher highs and higher lows, and you have lower lows and lower highs, right? Right now for AU, since we're in a downtrend, right now we're at the lower lows, right? So at a lower low, there's two types of phases in the market. You have it when it's trending and when it consolidates. What do I mean by that? Not every single time that you see higher highs and higher lows and higher highs and higher lows, not every single time that you get a break of structure and you get a higher high, you won't always get a pullback, right? You might get something that's called a consolidation or a range, right, when price is moving sideways. So is that what we could see here right now in AU? Price gave us a lower low, and instead of it just giving us a simple lower low, lower high to continue into a lower low, right now this is where price is just moving sideways, right? So at this point, we just kind of want to be patient. We know that a zone of consolidation, if we're at the highs of the zone of consolidation, we want to take shorts. If we're at the lows of the zone of consolidation, if you're in a downtrend, obviously, you want to look for those buys. You want to wait for those shorts to be confirmed when you get an engulfing candle, when you get an exhaustion candle, when you get a change of character, break of structure. Same thing at the lows when you're looking for a buy. So right now we want to be patient, or you're going to be looking for those shorts at the bottom if you got a break and a retest to continue, or those buys at the highs if you break, retest to continue. Right? So right now for AU, again, we just have to be patient. We have to wait for one of these things to develop before we could even consider taking a trade. Or we'll wait for a continuation. If we have 2 days of drop, we'll take the third day. Obviously in the week, again, we're not really expecting price to continue to push down to the bottom. I could be expecting price to just kind of consolidate this week or give us a slight pullback to the top side, which could happen. So AU for now, that's pretty much it. This is updated. We'll just come back on Monday morning and see if we could see anything different when it comes to the charts. EA, again guys, any questions, anything that doesn't make sense, let me know. I'll try to explain it a little bit better. Any other pairs you guys want me to go over, again, also just let me know and we'll go over those as well. So EA, right now we are in V2. We're in the second zone of consolidation, looking for that third push to the top side. Price failed to continue this push down to the bottom, which kind of surprised me, right? I was really expecting price to go down a little bit steeper and give us a steeper pullback into the daily and these 4-hour lows, but then what did price end up doing? Ended up going right back to the top side. So let's update our daily time frame here real quick. So let's add this line for August, this line for September, October, November, and December. And we know we have a month of rise as well, finally. In the 4-hour time frame, we have 2 weeks of rise, this week being the third week. Price gave us a third week high, perfect. Doing exactly what it needs to do. Now this week, we're expecting price to either give us a pullback, right, or give us a no net. Just move sideways. So we know that structurally as well, we're in the same highs as the daily time frame and the same low as the daily time frame. Right, we have the 4-hour highs up here, which is the blue box, 4-hour lows down here, which is the blue box. 30-minute time frame, we had a beautiful sweep of the lows, right? We had higher high, higher low, higher high. Price went down, gave us a little inducement, right? Sweep of the lows, and then started going back up. Gave us a little change of character, lower low, then went up and gave us a change of character, higher high. So we know we're trading between this 30-minute low and these 30-minute highs up here. I'm going to use the highest candle, which is that wick, and I'm going to use the body of this green candle here. And we know we're trading between this 30-minute high and these 30-minute lows. We have 2 days of rise and price finished at the high. So could this be the zone where price rejects these highs and continues to push to the bottom and gives us a pullback? That could happen. If price decides to break, then we know it'll continue this push to the top side. But again, this is not something I'm expecting based on the fact that we already had 3 weeks of rise. And we had so many days in last month where price just continued to push to the top side, where I could be expecting price here to give us a little internal time frame, right? Because a lot of people are saying, oh, but this is lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, right? Understanding that this is just internal time frame, right? Price needs to break above these highs here, right? And then if it breaks these highs, we'll continue to see price push up to these highs over here. But we can see already how price is rejecting them, right? We still don't have a clean break of structure of these zones. So because of that, I'm not really expecting price to continue this push to the bottom, or this push to the top side, until we get those clean break of structures. So right now we just gotta be patient with this one too. ECAD. Yeah, let me take a sip of water real quick, guys. Give me 1 second. Just a little glimpse of ECAD. It did exactly what we wanted to see. A little break, retest to continue the push to the top side. However, this is a pair on Friday that, just like a lot of pairs, right? We could go through a lot of the pairs that gave us nice entries on Thursday, on Friday. You know, a little bit before the news, even right after the news. But the situation for us, at least for me, the way I trade, again, it's very, very systematic, right? The ADR for the day was already hit. STP for the day was already hit. I'm not expecting price, even though again it is a news day. I'm not expecting price on a news day to give me, this is a pair that moved 184 pips, where on a regular day-to-day basis it does anywhere between 41 and 63 pips. So we did a little bit more than double, right? Triple, literally, almost, of what the daily range is on a pair like ECAD, right? Even on the news day, I'm not expecting price to give me triple, right? It'll probably do double, right? It probably won't even reach double, right? If a pair does 63 pips in a day, it'll maybe do 80, 90. So again, it's all good. Is never what I was explaining on Friday too before we turned the stream off. Is never really a missed opportunity in the market. Markets are always moving, right? It's just whether or not you followed your plan. And again, the good thing about EURCAD is this move that we were looking for, or this move that it made, is a move that we were looking for. But we know that ECAD is gonna want to come down now and give us a pullback back into the 30-minute gap that we have down here before we continue this level 2 push. So remember, I gave two possibilities a few weeks ago on ECAD. We're either going to get the break of these highs first to get out of the first zone of consolidation, right, to start that level 2 push to the top side, right? So we were either going to see something like this, right, high, low, high, and then we're going to get this pullback back down to these lows, and this is where we'll continue to start looking for those trades to go back up, right? So we were either going to get something like this, or we were going to get something where we reject these highs, go back low, and then continue. So we knew we were looking for two possibilities. It was just about waiting for the right time to enter into these trades, right? So once again, if we could get this break above the daily highs and to get away from the zone of consolidation, if we break above the zone of consolidation, is perfect, right? Because price is already giving us an indication, right? It's giving us a crystal clear indication as to where price wants to go. Once we get this break of structure and we get the pullback, once we get into this zone down here, this is going to be our next point of interest to start looking for trades to continue the push to the top side. So right now, price is moving spectacular. It's doing exactly what it needs to be doing. So now in the daily zone, we also need to wait for this candle. We can see that price is already above the daily highs, but we need to see this candle closure. If we could get this green candle to close above, we'll obviously have to wait for Sunday market open to do that at 5 p.m. Then we'll update this accordingly if we need to. But if it closes back down and it's just a wick that finishes up here at the top side, then we'll continue to keep using these zones. In the 4-hour time frame, we know we're trading higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, right? In this case, I'm not going to use this as higher high, higher low, higher high. Even though it's it looks like we can, right? I don't want to say all of this is part, oh, my bad, right? All of this is part of the same trend. We could say that this is higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, to then the higher high that's set here. But the reason why I don't want to say that either is because technically speaking, when we're looking at the ADRs and we're looking at the pullbacks and how many pips is in a regular pullback on this pair, right? We're comparing a 140 pip pullback to a 349 pip pullback, right? When we're seeing that pullback from this one to this one, right? 230, 349, right? When we're seeing, look at it this way too, right? So it's one of those things where I don't know if I want to call that a pullback, which in this case, again, I'll update it. We're not going to call this a pullback. We're going to say all of this is part of the same trend. Now, why would I want to call it a pullback? Just for the sake of internal time frame. But the internal time frame, we could update that in the internal time frames in the 30-minute. The internal movement, we could just look at them in the 30 minutes. So we'll do that. We have another week of rise, and in the 30-minute time frame. So now let's update this. We already know we broke above that. Did a little bit of drawings here on ECAD this week. We know we had higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, change of character, higher high, higher low. I don't want to say this is a higher low, higher high. Right? I'm not going to mark this as a higher high, higher low, higher high. We're going to say that this is where we had a change of character. And even then, right, I don't even want to say that this is lower low, lower high, lower low. Right, so we're actually going to update this to being where we have this high. All of this is part of the same trend. Right, we had this high here. This is where we had a change of character. So we know we're trading between this low and these 30-minute highs up here, which we can see price is still not, we still don't really have a set high here yet. So I'm going to keep it unmarked until we get there. We have a day of rise, which was Thursday. Friday gave us a second day of rise, but price moves so much. I'm not expecting price to give us a 372. Plus, price already finished at the high of the day too. So ECAD is going to be one where we're going to keep a very close eye on it. I am expecting a pullback to happen on ECAD, so we'll continue to monitor it. EU is looking good. It's looking good. A lot of people are scared. Oh, the economy is going to drop. Blah, 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 man. It's all following the same rules, the same principles the market has been following for years. Before you guys were even born, I promise. It's nothing new. Alright, so we have a month of rise, which is perfect. We know we are in V1. We're in the first zone consolidation, looking for that second push to the top side. We know we've been in the zone of consolidation, bro, fuck off, since 2022. Rejecting lows, rejecting highs, rejecting lows, rejecting highs, rejecting lows, rejecting highs for 2 years. Right? Is this a year that we finally gonna break out of this? Maybe not. I don't think so, to be honest with you guys. I really, really don't think so. I think we'll continue to be in the zone of consolidation. But we will continue to see. So right now in the daily time frame, we know we're still trading between the daily high and these daily lows. In the 4-hour time frame, we know we're still trading between lower low, lower high, this 4-hour high, right, and these lower lows, these 4-hour lows. Internally, we can see how price has been just kind of trapping traders, right, making everybody believe this is where price is going to continue to go short, to make then traders believe that this is where price was going to continue to go high, and then it went back down. Right, made people in the internal time frame make them believe that EU was gonna continue to drop forward once they started seeing that, okay, we had higher high, higher low, higher high, price then went down, gave us lower low, lower high, lower low. How many people you thought, how many people you think thought that this is where price is gonna give us a lower high to continue to go into lower lows? There was a lot of traders. So then once that news hit, boop, hit everybody out. So we had a week of rise, which is perfect. Let's add a couple more lines here for the weeks, so we don't have to do this every week. So Sunday 17, which is 5 p.m. Sunday 5 p.m. Sunday 5 p.m. Alright, again, we still know we're trading between this 4-hour high and this 4-hour low. The 30-minute time frame, this is where you guys could see the structure a little bit better. Right, we had higher high, higher high, lower low, change of character, lower high, lower low, break of structure, lower high, lower low. We had this 30-minute high, these 30-minute lows, these 30-minute lows. Price tapped into it, looked beautiful, right? Then price went up, gave us a change of character, higher high. So let's add this here so we know exactly what we're looking at. character. We know we're trading between this 30-minute low and these 30-minute highs up here. We have a day of rise, and we had a 4-hour bearish candle. So now what could we be expecting? It's kind of simple, guys. We have all of these candles going up, right? Every news that happens during news, we know those are imbalanced candles. Price is going to want to come back down and fill that up. So once again, we'll just wait for that to happen before we could even consider taking trades. Also, I want to start seeing higher time frames. If price wants to decide to not continue this lower lows and lower highs, what are we looking for? We need to see price break above this 4-hour high. So for me to continue to see trades on EU, before I could look for buys, I need to see price break above these highs, or exactly what happened on this week, right, in April. The only ways I'll be looking for buys is either if and when price breaks above the 4-hour high, or if price rejects the lows and continues the trend to the top side, right? So we'll continue to be patient with EU, but at least we know exactly where we're at. We don't have any continuations, nothing in the daily, right? We have a month of rise, nothing in the 4-hour. We're still pretty much trading between the same lower low and lower high. Price is just trapping traders into trades. And in the 30 minutes, same thing. Price gave us push 1, push 2, push 3. After push 3, it gave us this huge pullback to the top side, right? So at this moment, again, I just kind of want to be patient, just wait this one out, and then start looking for trades. I want to see something. Let me see if I remember. Give me 1 second. Let me look at the charts real quick. There was something I used to look at probably like a year ago. Yes, see, that's what I don't understand about. I don't know. That's why I stopped using it, because it was like, I don't know, man. I don't know if we could really see that. Those rules never really made sense to me. Alright, anyway, so yeah, so right now for EU, we're just gonna wait it out. I am expecting a pullback. We are still in a downtrend push for EU, so want to kind of be patient when it comes to this and give it some time and give it a good amount of time to let us know what does price want to do overall. GA very similar to EA, I think it was, or ECAD. We are in V2. We're in the second zone of consolidation, looking for that third push to the top side. Right now we're at the top of the zone of consolidation, so we're not in the best spot to look for trades. However, we'll continue to monitor it and we'll see where we're at. So now in the 4-hour, we know we have a month of rise. In the 4-hour, we had 3 weeks of rise. After 3 weeks, market was chop or drop, and it ended up giving us a chop, right? Just moving sideways. It ended up giving us a no net. So price has reset. Price could continue this uptrend push. Let's look at the daily again. Do we have any engulfing candles? No. In the 4-hour, no. In the 30-minute, we have higher high, higher low, higher high, change of character, lower low. Again, this is another situation where I'm not going to say this is lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high. Even though we can. But looking at structure and looking at how price is moving, right? I still do believe that this is this is definitely an inducement of the lows, because this break of structure, yes, even though one candle closed below, we never had another candle that confirmed the break and went below. So this could easily just be a little inducement. So we know that we're trading really between this 30-minute low, right? These 30-minute lows and these 30-minute highs. Could this be on ECAD or on GA? I'm sorry. Could this just be a pullback, right? A little lower low into a lower high to continue the downtrend push? That could happen, right? We have no continuations in the 30, nothing in the 4, nothing in the daily. Right now it's just trappers being trapped, right? Making you believe that this is where price was going to give us lower low, lower high, lower low, right? How many people you think were in this trade going short during news, right? News in the first couple seconds made you believe price was going to go down and give you a lower low, and then what ended up happening, it went right back up and hit everybody's stop losses. So Again, I want to be very patient with this trade, specifically this pair, right? This is a pair that does a lot of fake out moves. If you could catch a continuation, it's a very beautiful pair to look at, right? Very beautiful, as you can see. Once you're in these trades, you're in them, right? There's really nothing else stopping you from getting into these trades. Even catching the continuations, 372s play out on this pair every week, right? Almost every single week. You just got to be present. This is a pair that moves super early. Is GA. Again, I'm not really awake during Asia or London sessions, so for the most part, I don't really participate in GA. But for the people who are watching, who are in different time zones, or people who just wake up and are looking at their charts, at 1, 2, 3 a.m., GA is a very beautiful pair. Beautiful pair to keep an eye on. So that's honestly the reason why I continue to look at GA, because I know it's beneficial for the majority of the people who are in our sessions. GCAD did exactly what we talked about. Very beautiful. This was a drawing. It wasn't in hindsight. This isn't something we drew, when it was happening. No, this was our Thursday live session that we do at 7 p.m. We drew this out. This is exactly what we were looking for. And Price did exactly that. Picture perfect drawing. Let me take another sip of water, guys. But GCAD is another one that moves a lot during London Asia session. Gave us a nice entry at 3:34 a.m. And then after that, it pretty much just continued to go. I have my rules. I don't trade after STP and ADRs hit. Unfortunately, during 9 o'clock, right? ADR for the day was already hit by 7:30 in the morning. The news hit as well. I don't trade before news. 15 minutes before, 15 minutes after news. So it's just very unfortunate that pairs wanted to move the way they did on Friday after all the rules were already met, and the moves for the day were already kind of set, the entries were given. So it's very beautiful. Again, if you were awake for this on GCAD, you took this trade at the lows. It's very beautiful, right? We also know we had 3 days of drop. After 3 days of drop, market was chopper rise, and it gave us a rise. It gave us exactly everything was followed to the T, right? This was a very beautiful pair to keep an eye on. So very similar to the other ones as well. So let's update day of rise. I don't want to call this a lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high. However, let's start at the top, right, in the daily time frame. So we know we're in V1. We're leaving V1 going into the second push to the top side, which is beautiful. We know that in level 2 we want to see price bounce off the 200 EMA, which we did here and here, and price continued higher high, higher low. Once we broke above the daily high, we're looking for that retest, higher low, to continue into a higher high. So right now for GCAD, we know that we're in higher high territory. In higher high, we want to see a pullback. We still haven't gotten that pullback. In the 4-hour time frame, right, we know we're trading between this daily high and these daily lows. In the 4-hour time frame, we're pretty much trading between the same daily high and the daily low. So nothing really here to change in the 4-hour time frame. We had 3 months of rise on the third month, rise no net, or 3 weeks, I'm sorry, 3 weeks of rise. On the third week, it was a rise no net. We're expecting that 4th week variation on a new weekly high. Price gave us that high, and then this week, price ended up giving us a week of drop. Perfect. Internal time frame. Let's go to the 30-minute. Right, we could see higher high, low, higher high, and then price ended up giving us a lower low. Now the question is, do I want to mark this as a break and just say this is lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high? I don't want to do that. So we're not. We know we're still trading between this 30-minute high up here and these 30-minute lows. And again, we could see that this is pretty much all part of the same trend, right? All of this is part of the same trend. So we're not gonna super internalize this pair when we don't really have to. We know that we're going to be looking for a pullback, so I'll be looking for a pullback on GCAD before I could consider taking a trade. Again, guys, any questions, anything you guys want me to explain, anything that doesn't really make a lot of sense that you guys want me to go over and explain, let me know. GJ. Not a good looking pair, in my opinion. right? This is a pair that for me, I'm not really gonna be I'm not gonna be messing around with it too much. Now, I will say this. This is a pair that is now finally starting those pushes to the downside. However, we're still in that kind of predicament where do we say we're in a pullback, right? Could this still be a higher low to continue into higher highs? Um, because just like the other pairs, right? This one is very tough because we know that we were trading previous to all of this, right? Previous to anything that happened after February. We know we had higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. And then price just continued this trend the entire time and gave us this higher high, right? So it's one of those questions where it's like, do we continue to say higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, or which is where you can see where I have these daily lows, or do we say that we're just pretty much trading between this daily low down here and these daily highs? If that's the case, then we're still trading between the higher highs and the higher lows. But on the other hand, if we don't say it that way and we say that, oh no, this is the previous higher high, higher low, higher high, then we know that this is a change of character, lower low. And there's just not enough data on this pair going onto the left hand side here, right? This pullback is not a significant pullback for me to feel comfortable, right? There's not enough structure. It's just one candle going up and then that one candle going down compared to these where we have a little bit of structure inside of these pushes, right? um so it's just not a comfortable pair, right? Again, I'm not comfortable saying that, oh yeah, this is higher high, higher low, and then higher high, right? Even if we don't mark this as higher high, higher low, right? Just to say, okay, well, this is the previous higher high, higher low, and then price didn't break until these candles here, and then it gave us the pullback. So for GJ right now, I'll say this: I'm gonna keep GJ in the daily time frame, like if we were still trading between this daily low, right? These daily lows down here, and these daily highs. And in the 4 hour, we'll continue to monitor this in the internal time frame, right? In the 4 hour, we can see, okay, this looks a little bit better, right? We know we had higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and then we didn't get a lower low, right? That change of character until here, right? And then that same question is asked, right? Here in the 4 hour, we can see that, okay, we had this break lower low, lower high, lower low, but do I want to mark this as a change of character, lower low, lower high, and then break of structure, lower low? Absolutely not. Once again, the same type of reasoning. This isn't a significant pullback, right? It's not a steep enough pullback for me to feel comfortable calling this a pullback to then continue, right? If I would have gotten a steeper pullback, probably into this area or somewhere into this area, and then we would have gotten a break of structure, then I would be like, oh yeah, of course, okay, this is definitely a break of structure and we'll continue, right? But all of this right now just looks like a continuation of the same trend, right? All of this is part of the same trend. We had 3 weeks of drop. This week, price gave us another week. We had a gap on the second week of drop. It resets the trend. So same thing, right? We pretty much don't have a set low yet. Our highs are pretty similar, right? We're still trading between this 4 hour high and whatever low is set down here. So on Friday or Thursday I did talk about what I do like about this zone is the fact that price broke below our 4 hour zone, our 800 EMA, sorry. So in the 4 hour we'll keep it this way, right? And then in the 30-minute, 3 days of drop and price continued going short. GJ is just one of those pairs, man, where once price goes, it just continues. There's really nothing stopping it. So that's the good thing about GJ. The bad thing about GJ in my trading journal is just, again, this is a pair that pretty much moves relatively early, right? 2, 3 a.m. Sometimes we'll get a nice NYC movement here and there, but for the most part, 9 out of 10 times, this is a Asia session, London session pair. So GJ will continue to monitor it this week. GU. Again, guys, any questions, let me know. Any pairs you guys want me to go over in specific, let me know. If not, we're almost done here. We'll We'll just continue to go over these pairs, and then we'll be back again on Monday morning for the live trading session. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me read a message real quick. That's crazy. Alright, so let's keep going, guys. So GU, we know we're in V1. We're in the first zone of consolidation. Look for that second push to the top side. We know that before price could continue to push to the top side the same way we've seen the other pairs, right? We need to see price break above our zone of consolidation, right? If we don't get it, then it'll be just doing the same thing we've been doing since July of 2023, right? Rejecting highs, going lows, rejecting lows, going highs, rejecting highs, going lows, right? Going back to the highs here. So we want to see this break above the zone. We know that we have a month of rise. Let's add a few lines here so we could have a few lines preset. Oh man, I want to copy it. There you go. August, September, October, November, and December. We still know we're trading between this daily high and this daily low. In the 4 hour, we know we were trading at one point higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low, higher high again. So we know that we're trading between this 4 hour low and this 4 hour high. We had 3 weeks of rise. On the third week it was a rise drop. On the third week we had a gap, it reset the trend, right? So then the next week we had 2 weeks of drop. This week being the third week, it gave us that third week low. Once we know after 3 weeks of drop, market must chop a rise. So we already know this week is going to be very interesting. Not only do we have a previous 3 weeks of drop, but we also know that internally we're in a higher low, and we're on the 800 EMA in the 4 hour time frame. So this is going to be a very interesting pair to keep a very close eye on. We have lower low, lower high, lower low, and then price gave us a change of character, higher high. So we know that we're trading now between this 30-minute high and these 30-minute lows. We have a day of rise, and we have a 4 hour bearish candle. So again, very interesting. I want to get away from lower lows and lower highs. Before I could take buys, I need to see higher highs and higher lows. We also have an engulfing bearish candle here, even though that is counter trend, right? Want to keep this into consideration. This is where price could still turn around and continue this lower low and lower lows and lower high pushes. So GU is going to be one where we're just going to keep a close eye on to see if we could catch anything. Oh man, I didn't want to see this chart, bro. I really didn't. It just hurts my heart. It hurts my heart and soul. US 30. The 30-30, man. Super dirty. I'm not friends with US 30 anymore. After this week, I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. US 30 is not my friend no more. So let's go to the daily time frame first of all. So daily time frame, similar to GJ and similar to gold, right? We're in PCAD territory. We know that we have 2 months of rise, this month being the third month. Price gave us that third month rise. So we already know that this month right? We're expecting price to give us a no net or a monthly drop. So we already know what's coming next, right? We had higher high, higher low. Price then gave us a higher high. After higher high, we know price is going to give us a pullback, higher low. In the 4-hour time frame, we had 4 weeks of rise. This week, price gave us a week of drop. Perfect. No continuation as of yet, but we still know that we're trading between this 4-hour low and these 4-hour highs. Now, in the 30-minute, right? Again, this was a pair that we were looking for these entries pretty much for the last week and a half. We know that we had a 30-minute gap down here that price had to come down and fill. So the good thing is that we already did that. The bad thing is that due to the news and everything else, unfortunately, I did not catch these trades. Price moved beautiful. You know, there's nothing more beautifuler than a beautiful pair. And unfortunately, US30 was that beautiful pair, but these entries were not given to me by the trading gods this week, which is all good. Again, I'm upset. I could be upset. You're human, man. We're not robots. You know, you could be upset. At the end of the day, again, I say this every single stream. You have to know when to really be upset, right? Because I'm upset, but I'm not upset because, oh, I missed the trade. No, I'm upset because, yeah, man, we're fucking looking at this trade since the gap was made, right? This was on Thursday of last week. So it's like, you know, we're eyeballing this. We called this out exactly how it was going to move. But unfortunately, because of our news. So, again, I said this early on another pair. Mr. Bashir, welcome to the stream, my brother. Right? You have to follow your plan. Right? I'm not the type of trader that's going to be upset because I lost or I won a trade. At the end of my trading day, I don't care whether I'm in profit or I'm in drawdown. I don't care about that. What I care about is my trading journal, my trading plan. If I take a trade and I look at my trading plan, if I did not follow my trading plan, whether or not that trade took profit or I hit stop loss, I'm going to be upset at the fact that I didn't follow my plan. Because again, today, right? Today your TP was hit, but you didn't follow your plan. But oh, you're happy because your TP was hit. Let's say tomorrow you get back on the charts and you take that same exact trade that's not following your plan, you're going to hit stop loss, right? So 9 out of 10 times, not following your plan is going to hurt you more than following your plan. And you guys could let me know if that's true or not. There's a lot of people in this trading industry who continue to burn accounts, who breach drawdown, right? Who aren't profitable because they're not following their plan. And they say it every single time. Oh, you know, I just need to follow my rules. I'm not following my rules. And like one day I do good and the other I don't because I keep doing the same mistakes. How do you stop yourself from making the same mistakes? Right? Is by following that plan. So again, I'm upset because unfortunately US30 did not give me my opportunity to enter the trade. But it ended up working out. But at the same time, I'm not upset because I'm following my plan. Right? At the end of Friday, when I looked at my trading journal, okay, we had the engulfing candle. And again, you could go back into Wednesday's weekly market session when we talked about this engulfing zone. And you can see that this is exactly the move that we were talking about. You could go back into Thursday's live trading session, right? When we were talking about all the traders who were going to lose their account because they're trading this at fucking 5, 6 in the morning, thinking that this is going to be the lower high to continue going short. We talked about how price was going to fake everybody out and hit stop losses and then go short. We talked about that. So, once again, it's following your plan, right? I don't trade. The biggest thing is about news. I don't trade 15 minutes before, 15 minutes after news. For the most part, a lot of you guys in here who are trading Propfirm accounts can't even trade news. Or if you are allowed to trade news, you can't trade 5 minutes or 10 minutes before or after the news anyways, right? I've had these rules for years. I trade a live account. But the reasons why I do that is because brokers, for the most part, a lot of the times, the spreads, whenever there's news, go crazy, right? They'll, you're, outside of the spread, the slippage, right? You could get into some messed up slips, right? Depends on who your broker is. For the most part, some brokers don't even allow news trading, so they'll completely turn off and disable trading when news is gonna hit. So there's a lot of reasons as to why I don't trade news. And once again, I like to use that one example with Roger Banks a couple months ago, where he took a trade during news, and it went both ways. It hit his stop loss when he was in shorts, and it hit his stop loss when he was in buys, because news could do that, right? Is there going to be time where news just completely melts into your direction? Absolutely. We see that happening a lot of times. But is there times where news is going to hit your stop loss and then go into the direction of where you thought price was going to go towards? Absolutely. That also happens a lot of the times. But we understand that at the end of the day, we don't really know what news is going to do. We don't. Because at the end of the day, we don't know what these politicians are going to talk about. We don't know what, if we're talking about the Jerome Powell speaking, right? We don't know what he's going to say. We could have an assumption, right? And we could assume what's going to happen in the market. But if we're following market structure too, we also know that that's going to be our biggest takeaway, which at the end of the day too, here on US30, this trade going short, we're still in higher highs and higher lows when price gave us this entry. So what did I want to see personally before this entry? If price would have given us, for example, higher high, higher low, higher high, right? If price would have given us a steeper pullback on Wednesday and given us a little change of character, lower low, lower high, and then given us an engulfing candle, and then given us this little pullback, then I would say, okay, we could take this trade, right? To continue the push to the downside. But we didn't. Price just continued to make higher highs and higher lows, and then it just ended up giving us a change of character with the news, with the push with the news. So again, it's not, I don't want to sit here and say, well, it's a missed opportunity, or because again, the markets move every single day, especially for US30. I mean, come on. I mean, just zoom out and look at how many days price is moving this is insane amount. It's nothing new, right? It happened on the 16th of July. It happened on the 17th of July. It happened on the 18th of July. It happened on the 19th of July. It happened on the 25th of July. It happened on the 26th of July. So like again, it happened on the 1st of August. It's not something that, oh, is a once in a lifetime move. Like, no, this happens every single week or every single other week on US30, right? I'm not worried about how many pips a pair did, because again, these types of move happen all the time in the market. All the time. Is nothing new. So it's never a missed opportunity. That's another mindset that I have when I'm trading. If you miss an entry, okay, cool, come back the next day and catch it. If your opportunity is present, you take it, right? So that's another mindset of mine as to why I have a very, very good win rate. But again, that's not something that I learned as soon as I started trading. This is something that I've adopted in the last 7 years of trading that I've been doing. It's not something that I was doing when I first started trading. Absolutely not. I used to take trades all the time. I used to lose every single day. I used to win, but I used to definitely lose a lot more than win. So that comes with experience, guys. That was another question that I had in my messages when I talked about this on Thursday, which was like, oh, how could you just sit on your hands, right? Or how could you not overtrade? It's just, how many times do you have to be hit to then be like, okay, I'm not gonna do that no more, right? How many times do you have to breach an account? How many times do you have to, you know, not pass phase 1 or phase 2 for you to be like, what am I doing wrong and how can I fix it? If it's something that you could fix it, right? If it's something that you can't fix, ask yourself why you can't fix it and how could you avoid it. There's always a fix to everybody's problems. It's just about whether you could acknowledge it or not. And then once you acknowledge it, can you apply what you have to do in order to stop taking those losses, right? So right now for US30, we're kind of just gonna be patient, right? I would have loved to have seen on Thursday, Friday, at the end of Thursday, I would have loved to have seen a steeper pullback, so then we could have a change of character, lower low, lower high, and then a break of structure, lower low. That's gonna be our confirmation that price is going to continue this downtrend push. However, the fact that we just have a lower low change of character and we're still trading between this 30-minute high and these 30-minute lows, the fact that price also we haven't reached above the 4 hour, the daily highs, I still truly believe that we're pretty much gonna go back up into this. and get a steeper pullback. So right now for US30, I'm just gonna take a step back on this. You know, if price wants to continue this downtrend push, then we'll definitely be catching those. There's no problem with that at all. But I want to see some sort of continuations. Um, and again, we know we have these gaps at the bottom of the market as well, so we know price is gonna want to come back down. But I want to make sure that we're in the right spots to take these shorts to continue the push to the bottom before I consider taking these trades. So as of right now, we will see what happens. Again, we do have a 30-minute engulfing candle here as well. This green green red is a pretty nice engulfing. Only thing I don't like about it is that red candle has that big wick. Um, but we'll see. We'll continue to monitor. I'm not gonna mark this. Well, you know what? We'll mark it. We have a green green red. So if we could get a pullback into the zone and this is where price wants to continue going short, then we'll take that. No problem at all. Any questions, guys? Let me know. So we're almost done here, guys. We're only missing about like 4 more pairs. Pretty long session, but we've been doing everything one by one. So USDCAD V2, we're in the second zone of consolidation, looking for that third push to the top side. We have a month of rise. We're still at the top of the 4-hour in the daily zone. We're still at the top of the daily consolidating zone as well. So still would love to see price continue this push to the top side. In the daily time frame here at the top, we do have an engulfing candle, but again, not a strong engulfing. I don't like that first red candle. But the confirmation that price is going to continue to push to the top side is going to be if price closes above this daily candle. In the 4-hour time frame, we know that we're still trading again the same higher high and higher low. And we can zoom in. We're pretty much trading now at the top of this 4-hour high. We have 3 weeks of rise, so we already know after 3 weeks of rise, market must chop or drop. Let's delete some of these drawings here. We don't need all of this. Right. So right now we're in the higher high. We know after a higher high, we want to see a higher low. In the 30-minute time frame, we do have an engulfing candle here at the low. So this is where price is going to get interesting, right? We're trading higher high, higher low, higher high. Could price give us a higher high, higher low into this engulfing and continue to push to the top side? Absolutely. So we will continue to monitor this one. We do have a day of no net, so we don't have a continuation. Would have loved to have seen a 372 develop on this one. If on Friday, if it would have given us that day of rise, then we know that Monday going into next week, right, we could continue to see price push to the top side. The fact that price gave us a no net, the fact that price hasn't given us that break of the 4-hour high yet, we're pretty much still in this little kind of question that we were in last time we were in the zone. Right, let's go to the daily so we can see it a lot more. Right, the same questions that we had over here in October of 2022. Right, is price gonna break and continue? No, it rejected and went back down. In March of 2023, was it gonna break and continue? No, it rejected and went right back down. The same question that we had in October of 2023. Right, is price gonna break and continue? No, it rejected and went right back down. Right, the same question that we had in April of 2024. Is it gonna break and continue to go up? No, it rejected and it went right back down to the bottom. So is the same question that we have now. Is price going to finally break above these highs and continue this push to the top side? Only time could tell. And what I like about USDCAD is that USDCAD, the correlation between it and US30 is different, is opposite. So if USDCAD decides to continue to break and continue to push to the top side, then we know US30 is going to do the opposite and go short, which would be ideal. But again, the fact that USDCAD still hasn't broken these highs, could USDCAD still go back down and give us a push back down to the bottom? It 100% could do that. So again, right now is just a waiting game. Right? It's just a waiting game. There's really nothing for us. There's not a lot of confirmations for us here. There's not a lot of information. The only thing we have right now is after 3 weeks of rise, we know market must chop, go sideways, or it must drop. So at this point, if we could get price to give us a pullback into the zone, we'll definitely be looking for an entry at the lows over here. Would be very ideal of an entry down here at the lows. So USDCAD is definitely one in our watch list for the week. USDZAR, man, we're still in the same spot. I don't have anything here for USDZAR that we didn't talk about last week. We're still in the same zone, still just consolidating. Still in the same spots. Two weeks of no net. We're still trading between the 30-minute high and the 30-minute low, the 4-hour high and the 4-hour low. Still making lower lows and lower highs. We're in V2. We're in the second zone of consolidation. Look for that third push to the top side. and again in the monthly we're even moving sideways. So we're in the middle of the zone of consolidation again as well. So this is really not the best. Not only is this not the best place to look for a trade, price is still giving us lower lows and lower highs when we're in an uptrend. I'm still waiting to see price giving me higher highs and higher lows before I could take a trade. Gold, right? Everybody wants to look at gold. Gold is looking good, right? We know that gold, we have a 30-minute gap down here at the bottom. So again, we know that eventually price is going to want to start coming back down. The question is, again, just when. Something else that I wanted to add on US30, but I forgot and I just remembered it now. But this goes for pretty much every single like index, commodity, you know, the metals, crypto as well, the energies, US oil. Um, Keep in mind, guys, we are in election year for the United States. Not only for the United States, but there are some other countries that are in election year as well. I think Mexico had an election year. Venezuela just had an election year. Um, so outside of election years, around the world, around the globe, there's a lot of shit going on, right? A lot of wars, a lot of political things that are happening. Outside of political things, we also know the Olympics are going on, right? So that's also another big thing that's bringing in a lot of money to the market. Um, so with all of that being said, we also need to kind of be a little bit weary of how much volume is coming into the market and how much volume has been taken out of the market, which I'm pretty sure we'll see that effect on Bitcoin today. I'm very excited to get to Bitcoin. With that being said, right, we know gold is similar to US30, similar to GJ. We're in peak high territory. We're in the highest point in the market. We're still making higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows to where we're at now. Higher high, price then gave us a higher low. Then price tapped into a higher high here, gave us the wick. Damn, gold is another entry I forgot about that I'm upset about, but we'll go over that as well. Same, very similar to US30, guys. Very similar. I just seen it now because I saw the yellow box. I'm like, damn, man, I can't believe we missed that one too. Um, but price is still making higher highs and higher lows in the daily time frame. So right now we're still in a higher high and higher low. In the 4-hour time frame, same thing. We can see it a lot clearer here. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Price went down, gave us a higher low. Let's add a few weekly lines to this as well. So Sunday at 6 p.m., which is 17. Well, this opens at 5 now. Yeah, I believe so. Well, not really. It opens at 6, but we'll keep it at 5. We have a week of rise, no continuations, just 1 week of rise. Oh man, this hurts my heart, man. It really does. Damn, gold and Bitcoin would have paid my fucking mortgage for 40 years if I would have caught that trade. Look how beautiful that entry was. Wow, man. I'm gonna cry. I was really hungry this month. I didn't eat. Mom, please pick me up. Alright, so we know we have a 4-hour engulfing candle here, which is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. A 4-hour engulfing. Right, so now in the 30-minute. So let's talk about the trade, right? Which is the trade that we would have caught here following our rules, right? So again, this is also another pair that we've been talking about for the last couple weeks. This is a pair that we even talked about the entry going up here where we were talking about. I'm like, yo, price is 100% going to come back up into this zone and then give us the entry. However, again, following my rules, right? Just following my rules. Number one, I don't trade after STP or ADRs hit. So that's one rule that was that I was following, right? STP and ADR was already hit by the time the news hit. The second rule is I don't trade 15 minutes before, 15 minutes after the news, which obviously happened here as well. And number three, structure. Price is still giving us higher highs and higher lows by the time this entry was given. Now, a lot of people took this trade going short, and there's nothing wrong with taking this trade short. It was, again, if you're somebody that trades during news and that's your rules, it is what it is. It's a beautiful fucking trade. I mean, look at this. This is literally this is what we call a picture perfect trade, and this is the same trade that we took. Again, I'm not upset because once again, I don't look at trades as a missed opportunity. Again, moves like this happen on gold all the time. every single time, right? The same reason why I didn't take this engulfing candle going short, right, is the same reason why I didn't take this engulfing candle going short. Now, if you look at the trades that we take, right, when it comes to our engulfing candle retest, zero drawdown, straight into profit, right? Again, we could go even on US30, right? This wasn't an engulfing candle. This was another strategy, but we'll just look at the strategies for the engulfing candles, right? A 30-minute engulfing candle, break, retest, zero drawdown to continue the push to the top side, right? This was another just a 38.2 retracement off of a continuation trade, so this isn't an engulfing candle, but you can see the same thing, zero drawdown, straight into profit. This is very similar to this trade over here, right? This entry is the same as this entry over here. As you can see, again, zero drawdown, straight into profit. This is another one, a 4-hour engulfing, right? Zero drawdown, straight into profit. This is another example, right? So moves like this on gold happen every single time, right? We had, not only did we have a daily engulfing, which is where price was tapping into here, but once price tapped into here, we had a 30-minute engulfing. Price tapped into it, zero drawdown, straight into profit. Gave us another 30-minute engulfing for a continuation, zero drawdown, straight into profit, right? And then up here at the highs, we had another 15-minute engulfing candle, which we could go over now, right? Which you can see. So again, oh man, come on, whatever. You guys could see the gist of it if you guys pay for TradingView. But it was another 15-minute engulfing candle at those highs, right, to go short. Where are we? I lost myself already, right? So point, all right, up here. So again, point is, right, and then the same thing up here, right? We had a 15-minute and a 30-minute engulfing. Price tapped into it, tapped into our 15-minute engulfing, zero drawdown, straight into profit. Same thing here, 30-minute engulfing, straight into profit, zero drawdown. So once again, moves like this happen regularly on gold. So it's, again, it's not a missed opportunity. It hurts a little bit because obviously I would love to catch that trade. Would have loved to have caught that trade. But it's all good. Let's look at our zones, right? So we had low, high, low, high, low. We were trading between this high and this low. This high broke here. This is a situation where, okay, we'll say we had this high broke, it was low, lower high, and we have a change of character. So this is the change of character going short, right? All of this is part of the same trend, all of this here. So we have a lower low, change of character. Would love to get, if we could get that break of structure, ooh man, very beautiful. So we know this engulfing was nothing crazy, not a valid one based on where we're at in the structure. So we know we're trading between this 30-minute low and these 30-minute highs up here. And again, even gave us a beautiful trade after the news too. Tapped back into the 30-minute high to go short. And then that was when price ended up melting too. But once again, once ADR and STP is done and hit, you know, I'm not really focused on taking that trade anymore. We have another day of no net, price moving sideways. We have a red bearish 4-hour candle. So we'll see, right? So now at this point, if price the question stands, right? Is price going to continue this trend to the downside, or are we going to go short? So I will say this, I do believe, first thing is first, right? I want to see what price is going to do when price reaches these 4-hour highs up here, these 4-hour engulfing candles. If price rejects it, right, the same way we rejected these highs, then we know price is going to continue the price to the bottom. But at this point, just because price gave us a change of character, and this change of character, price didn't really give us a clean break of structure, it was still just testing candles, and it gave us an exhaustion red candle, an exhaustion bearish candle, which means price is going to continue to push to the top side. I'm not confident in looking for these shorts, but at the same time, the fact that we're in a higher high situation in the higher time frames, in the 4-hour and the daily, this could still be a little just sweep of the lows to then continue to make higher highs. So gold is gonna be it's gonna be a very interesting pair to keep an eye on, to say the least. But I can't give a, you know, to answer the question that Casper had in the chat, you know, I can't sit here and really say, oh, this is gonna continue to sell off, right? But the same thing could be said about the buys, right? I can't sit here and say, oh, price is gonna continue to push to the top side, right? We would have a very different conversation if price would have been giving us higher high, lower low, change of character, lower high. If price would have given us a break of structure, then I would be like, okay, cool. We could potentially continue to see price sell off, and I could be confident in saying that. But the fact that we have the 800 EMA, the fact that we just have a change of character, and the price, how it's reacting to the change of character, it wasn't a simple break of structure of these candles. It gave us an exhaustion candle. I can't sit here and say that price is gonna sell off, right? So it'll be a very interesting pair for this week. If you could look for buys, I'm pretty sure it'll be the exact same. You know, if we go back to these buys here, like it'll just be a simple buy going into structure, right? It wouldn't be like it wouldn't be like, it'll be a buy like this, for example. It won't be, or a sell like this one, or a buy like this one, right? A little continuation. It wouldn't be nothing like this one where we have a straight continuation from the top to the bottom, right? Before we could see trades like that, or before we could even see trades like this one from the top to the bottom, we need to see just where price wants to end up going, right? I don't believe that we'll have a continuation going short. I think we'll have that little continuation to the top side. Those little entries, we're not little, right? Because gold is a big pair, right, for the most part. So Bitcoin, and we're back at 60. Yes, sir. This is good and bad. Good and bad. Bad because, come on, man, I don't want this shit to go down. But good because it gives opportunities for us to take more trades. So did exactly what we talked about too in these zones to go short. So let's clean this up just a little bit. So low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low, right? And I don't want to say that this is a lower, low, lower, high, lower, low here, but for the sake of internal structure, we will mark that as that. So we have this 30-minute low, we have these 30-minute highs. And what I like about Bitcoin is that it'll give us an indication as to what indexes want to do too. A lot of people don't believe that. I've seen a lot of uproar on that on Twitter recently, but trust me, I've been trading this long enough now to tell you that, yeah, it's a good indication. If you see Bitcoin skyrocketing, you know US30 and the indexes are going to follow, and vice versa. So we have a day of drop, and then today market still doesn't close for another 3 hours on this one, but we can see a 2 days of drop on this one. This is a pair that we do have an engulfing candle here as well. Price gave us a beautiful engulfing red candle, tapped into the zone, and then continued that push to the bottom side. So this is another beautiful entry that price gave us at 3 p.m. pretty much on this trading day. So daily time frame 2, we know we're in peak high territory. We're pretty much in the highest point in the market at this point. We had a drop last month. This month price gave us a no net, so we have no continuations when it comes to this pair. We're still trading between the same daily low and the daily high. You can see that price tapped into our daily highs. Did it tap? Let me see. Let me delete some of this. No. We still haven't tapped the daily highs. We still haven't tapped the daily lows. So we're pretty much just still in the zone of consolidation, right? We're pretty much still consolidating up here at the highs. Could we, rejected the highs, reject the lows, reject the highs, reject the lows, went to the highs, right? Didn't really tap into it, so we can't say that this is a rejection, but we can see that price is going back down to these lows. In the 4-hour time frame, we know that we're trading looks a little bit different, right? We had high, right? And this is another situation where I don't want to say that this was a little change of character here. Right? I really want to say that we're still trading between the same 4-hour highs and the 4-hour lows that we're in the daily time frame and the 4-hour. But again, for the sake of market structure, we'll continue to say that this is lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Right? Price tapped into the 4-hour highs, rejected them, went down, went into the 4-hour highs, 4-hour lows here, rejected them, and went back up to the top side. We had 3 weeks. Let's update some of these lines real quick. The markets on this one closed Sunday. Well, what weeks do we have here? This is Sunday 20, so Sunday 20 will be the same. So it's 8 p.m. Sunday 20, Sunday 20, Sunday 20. We had 3 weeks of rise, and the third week gave us a rise no net. We're expecting a new high to be made. New high was made. It ended up on a drop, so we have a week of drop. Still making lower lows and lower highs. The 1 hour time frame, nothing. So right now for Bitcoin, we're just gonna wait this one out. And then last but not least, guys, USOIL. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Oil, we're in A1. We're in the first zone consolidation, looking for that second push to the top, to the bottom side. Right. We were in the middle of the zone of consolidation, faked a lot of people out thinking price was going to continue to make higher highs and higher lows, and then ended up going back down, which is beautiful. It's exactly what we wanted to see. Ended up giving us 3 months a drop, and the third month gave us a drop rise. So this month that just passed, we were expecting that fourth month variation where price is going to go back down and give us a new low, and that's exactly what price gave us. Price also gave us a red, red, green engulfing. We're seeing that price is breaking below these lows now, so we could definitely start seeing price continue this downtrend push. We had 3 weeks of drop this month. Price gave us a fourth week of drop. Oh, but 3 weeks. Let's see. Do we have a candle that gave us a gap? I don't see any gaps here. No, it does have a gap. This candle here. It opened up down here and then it went back up. It filled it and then went back down. It went back up and then it started going down and then up again. So we did have a gap on the second week, so it reset, gave us another week of drop, 2 weeks of drop, and then this week being the third week gave us a third week of drop. We're still trading, looking at structure. The while we had high, low, high, change of character, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low. So we are trading between this 4-hour high and these 4-hour lows down here. And then in the 30-minute, we are trading lower low, lower high, lower low. So we're trading now between this 30-minute high and these 30-minute lows. And we know we have 2 days of drop. Could we be expecting a third day of drop? Absolutely. So going into next week, this is definitely going to be a pair to keep an eye on. I don't like looking at continuations going into a new week. So this is going to be an interesting one to keep an eye on for sure, regardless. But we'll see what price wants to do. So that's pretty much it for today, guys. Any questions, let me know. If not, we're pretty much done for the day. We'll be back on Monday morning for the live trading session. Again, if you guys want to do a one-on-one session, request one-on-one sessions. Everything is free here that we do. We do 2 daily live streams per day, Monday through Friday. We do the live trading session, the market breakdown isolation session, live trading session from 6 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. The market breakdown isolation session from 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern time. We do the weekly market breakdown, which is this session here on the weekends. That doesn't really have a set day or set schedule. It's just whenever I wanna, whenever I'm wanting to do it on the weekend, I do it. But I do post it on Discord. You guys could join the Discord as well. The Discord is completely free to join. The one-on-one sessions are completely free to do. So make sure you guys join. The Discord is in the description. That's pretty much it, guys. Any questions, let me go check the Discord. Let me check the Twitter messages. If no questions, then we're pretty much done for the day, and we'll be back again on Monday morning for the live trading session. Gonna give you guys about a minute to ask any questions. Anything you guys want me to go over again, let me know. Seems like everybody's good. Alright. See you guys on Monday. Peace out.